Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to do the practice session of unit number 1 that we completed in our previous class. So today I have brought along with me 10 questions which are either very important or either they have came in the board examination. So we have to see these questions and we have to see that what could be the probable answers and how to solve such type of questions. Question number 1. Let's see what is question number 1. Question number 1 is the assertion reason type questions. Now assertion says that following is a balanced chemical equation for the action of steam on iron. Steam is a form of water vapor on iron. So the reaction is this one, that is thrice of Fe plus 4 of H2O gives Fe3O4 plus 4H2. Now here we are asked, the assertion is given that it is a balanced chemical equation. So we have to check whether it is balanced or not. Calculate the various things. We can calculate iron, then we can calculate hydrogen, and then we can calculate oxygen in the initial means towards the reactant sides. I can say here towards the reactant sides, and then we can find it towards the product side. Let us see. Iron. Here we have 3 iron. Here also we have 3 iron. These are balanced. Hydrogen, here we have 4 2s are 8, and here also we have 4 2s are 8, means 8 hydrogen are there. Oxygen, here we have total 4 oxygen, here also we have 4 oxygen, means oxygen are also balanced. It means that all this equation is completely balanced, so we can say that hydrogen, this first statement is completely correct. The second reason, the reason says that the law of conservation of mass holds good for the chemical equation. That law of conservation of mass holds good for a chemical equation. Now if you remember from our theory lectures, we have said that why do we balance a equation? We balance our equation to prove one law, and that is law of conservation of mass. So because this equation is balanced, so it will show the law of conservation of mass. It means that both of them are explaining each other, and because of that we can say that both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Let us see question number 2. The question number 2 was asked in board term 1. Now it has two parts. First of all is state the law that is followed by balancing a chemical equation. So you can see that the board perspective is very near or very similar. We have same types of questions only. So we know that the law that is followed by balancing a chemical equation, we can write it that law of conservation of mass. This is the law which is followed while balancing the equation. Next is balance the following chemical equation. When this is asked, to do firstly we need to write the equation, the raw equation. The equation is Na plus H3O gives NaOH plus H2O. What do we perform first? First of all, we are going to calculate the things which are present on either side with the help of one table. In table we'll write the 3 elements present. We'll write sodium, then we'll write hydrogen, and then we'll write oxygen. We will compare it with the reactant side and with the product side. See sodium. Sodium is present here 1, here it is also present 1. We will write here both of side 1. Then hydrogen here is 3, and here again it is 3, so we'll write here 3 and here 3. Then we'll talk about the oxygen here is 1, and here it is also 1, so oxygen is also equal. Since sodium is equal, hydrogen is equal, oxygen is equal, so we can say that because all of them are equal on either side, comma, this equation follows law of conservation of mass and is already balanced. We know this thing, this equation is already balanced. There is nothing to be done on either side because all the atoms are equal on both the sides. That's why we can say that this equation is already balanced. Let's see the next question. Next question says that write the balanced chemical equation. Again we have to write the balanced chemical equation for the following chemical reactions. Now see, these are given in the form of words. We have to write them first of all in their representations, and then we are going to balance them. This again was as in the board term 1. First is hydrogen plus chlorine gives hydrogen chloride. Now here you know what is hydrogen represented by H2, what is chlorine represented by Cl2, and what is the formula of hydrogen chloride, HCl. Calculating the things, we have hydrogen and we have chlorine. Please see on the reactant side and please see on the product side. Hydrogen on reactant sides is 2, but on product side it is 1. Similarly, chlorine on reactant side is 2, on product side it is only 1. Means we have to multiply this whole product by 2. It means we can put this 2 over here. So our final thing will be what will be our final thing? Our final thing will be that we will write the balanced chemical equation as first as H2 plus Cl2 gives twice of HCl. Second question is lead plus copper chloride gives lead chloride plus copper. We'll write this lead plus copper chloride. Do you know the formula of copper chloride? It is CuCl2. It gives lead chloride, that is PbCl2 plus copper. Calculate the things here. You have to learn this formula, and this thing has been already taught you in your previous class. What we are going to do is we are going to check for lead, we are going to check for copper, we are going to check for chlorine on reactant side also and the product side also. Let us see. Lead is how much? It is 1 on reactant side and it is 1 on product side. Copper is 1 on reactant side and 1 on product side. And chlorine is 2 on reactant side and 2 on product side. So we can say that without doing anything, this equation is already balanced. Let us see the C equation, the third equation. It says zinc oxide plus carbon gives zinc plus carbon monoxide. Monoxide is CO. Now again see this thing. We'll calculate 3 things: zinc, oxygen and carbon, at the reactant side also and at the product side also. The reactant side zinc is 1 and at the product side also it is 1. The oxygen at the reactant side is 1 and product side also it is 1. The carbon at reactant side is 1, at product side it is also 1, which means that all the things are equal. This also follows the laws of conservation of mass. This equation is already balanced. Many of times the students don't know the representation, the formula representation of these things. There only they do this thing wrong. Suppose they write like this is a wrong thing. They can also write like this is again a wrong thing. Or they can write, if carbon monoxide is given, still they write this thing, again it is wrong. If you write the formula only wrong, then you will never ever be able to balance the equations. Let us see the next question. Next question says that calcium oxide reacts vigorously with water to produce slaked lime. Now this is their CaO. CaO is known as calcium oxide. This is water and it produces slaked lime. Slaked lime is calcium hydroxide. Now this thing is a part of unit 2 also, but you can understand over here also this question. Then we will be seeing this in detail in unit 2 also. It reacts vigorously. Vigorously means very fast. This reaction can be classified as, what is this reaction as known as? Combination reaction, exothermic reaction, endothermic reaction or oxidation reaction. This was asked in 2020. See, combination reaction, is it a combination reaction? Are the two elements combining? We can say yes, the two elements are combining. It is a combination reaction. Secondly, is it an exothermic reaction? So yes, it is again an exothermic reaction. Why can we say that? Because when it reacts vigorously, vigorous reacting means heat will be released, and if heat is released, it means it is exothermic. So it must be not endothermic, and it is also not an oxidation reaction. This means A and B will be the correct option. See the next question. When hydrogen sulfide gas, before doing anything, remember your class previous class concepts, write the formula. H2S, what is the formula of H2S? H2S gas is this. So when hydrogen sulfide gas is passed through a blue solution of copper sulfate. Now what is copper sulfate? What is the formula of copper sulfate? The formula is CuSO4. CuSO4. I will write here hydrogen sulfide is this, copper sulfate is this. Now they are saying that when this hydrogen sulfide is passed through this copper sulfate, a black precipitate of so what they have said that when hydrogen sulfide, that is H2S gas, is passed through copper sulfate, which is CuSO4, we have a black precipitate of copper sulfide. Now what is the formula of copper sulfide? This is Cu2S is obtained and the sulfuric acid so formed remains in the solution. Do you know what is sulfuric acid formula? It is H2SO4. Let us write this reaction. See, it is saying H2S combines with CuSO4 to form Cu2S plus H2SO4. The reaction is an example of. Now what is this reaction? Combination reaction, displacement reaction, decomposition reaction, or double displacement reaction? It is a very simple question. You see, hydrogen and sulfide were together, suppose them as A, B, and copper and sulfate are there, suppose them as C and D. Now further what happened is copper and sulfide combined means C combined with B, and here hydrogen combined with sulfate, which means A has combined with D. Have you seen this mechanism somewhere? Yes, we have seen this. What is this? This is the mechanism of double displacement. So we can say that from the mechanism we can easily prove that this is a double displacement reaction. Let us see the next question. The next question says that in a double displacement reaction, again we have double displacement reaction, such as the reaction between sodium sulfate, what is the formula? This. And barium chloride, what is the formula? This. The reaction between these two things take place. Now what happens as a result? First of all, write the equation. The sodium sulfate combines with barium chloride. What is it producing? It is producing sodium chloride and it is producing barium sulfate. Balance this equation if you want. After balancing, we'll easily see that here 2 will come. Now this is our equation. What does this question say? Let us read that exchange of atom take place. Now you see, are the atoms exchanging? Yes, sodium exchanged sulfate and barium exchanged its chloride, which means that somewhere or the other exchange of atom has taken place. Secondly, you see exchange of ions take place. Are these the ions which have exchanged, or are these the atoms which have exchanged? Third is a precipitate is produced, and fourth is an insoluble salt is produced. Now what can be the possible answers for the given question? See, first of all, the sodium is atom, but when it gets separated, what do you think? Is it an atom that time or is it an ion? What is that one thing that is very common? Is that when the sodium sulfate will break, it will form Na plus and it will form SO4 2 minus. Similarly, here it will form Ba2 plus and here it will form Cl minus. So what is happening is the sodium ion is exchanging its sulfate ion for the chloride, and barium ion is exchanging its chloride ion for sulfate. Means the ion exchange is taking place, not atom. So this is correct. Second, a precipitate is formed. See students, here this BaSO4, barium sulfate, which is formed is the precipitate only. And if it is a precipitate, it means it is not soluble, means it is insoluble salt. So both the things are there. It is a precipitate also and it is an insoluble salt also. So precipitate is produced and insoluble salt is also produced. That means B, C and D is correct. This atom exchange is not taking place. This is incorrect. Kindly see the next question. In which of the following the identity of initial substance remain unchanged? Means the reactants are still having the same chemical properties whatever be the products. Curdling of milk. Now see, the milk proteins are curdled here, so that's why this is not the option, because milk has converted its chemical properties. Fermentation of crystals by the process of crystallization. You have understood about the process of sublimation. What was the process of sublimation? Sublimation means when solid change into gas. But does the chemical composition of the matter changed? No. Similarly, when this gaseous form will convert into solid, or this liquid form will convert into solid crystals, this is known as crystallization. Now here nothing will happen, like for example we have suppose some amount of ammonium chloride is a gas. T is unchanged, means initial substance remains the same. That's why second is the correct option. Let's see the next question. This is a subjective type question. State the type of chemical reactions represented by the following equations. See the first chemical reaction. We have already learned the mechanism. When A reacts with the compound of BC, AC is formed and B is removed. Means one product is removed. So what it will be known as? It will be known as displacement reaction. You can write the detail also that one substance is exchanged, so it is a single displacement reaction. Now A plus B gives C. What is this reaction? This is just simple a chemical reaction. See the next reaction. C reaction says that PQ plus RS gives PS plus RQ. See, the P has exchanged its Q for S and R has exchanged its S for Q. Means two things are exchanged simultaneously. So in this way we can say that this is what type of reaction? It is double displacement reaction. Let's see the last reaction. A2O3 combines with B to give B2O3 and A gets separated. If you notice here very carefully, this oxygen is now gained by B. Oxygen is gained, it means it is what type of reaction? It is a type of oxidation reaction. So D is an oxidation reaction. Let us see the next question. Now let us see our next question. What does our next question says? Next question says that 1 gram of copper powder was taken in a china dish. Now copper powder means copper solid form, and heated. Heated means it was open, so it was heated in the presence of oxygen. Let us write here copper in solid form reacted with oxygen in the gaseous form, heated. What change take place on heating? Now please see what will this reaction lead to. It will lead to the formation of copper oxide, which is solid. Balance this given equation. We can balance this equation by putting 2 here and 2 here. Now this is copper oxide. This copper oxide is black in color. Now see, second question says that when hydrogen gas is passed over this heated substance, means they are saying when hydrogen gas passed from the copper oxide. You have here copper oxide in solid form and you have hydrogen gas. So when you pass hydrogen gas, visible change is seen in it. Now what will be the visible change? Can you guess what will be the reaction, what will the products of the given reaction? The products will be, you will again get copper solid and you will get water in the form of gas. This is again a balanced equation. This thing will happen that you will get copper as well as you will get hydrogen water removed as a gas, so it will be steam. And what is it? It is a copper. It is a pure copper. It is completely black in color again. This was not completely black, this was grayish black. Okay, so give the chemical equations of the reactions. We have given equation number 1, we have given equation number 2. Name the color of products formed in each case. Here we had formed grayish black color of copper oxide, and here we formed the black color of only just copper. Let us see the next question. Lead nitrate solution is added to a test tube containing potassium iodide solution. Most popular and most easy question. Lead nitrate solution. Write PbNO3 whole twice, was added to a test tube containing potassium iodide. This is potassium iodide. Now see, write the name and the color of the compound precipitated. What we are going to do when we are going to react this, will form PBI, lead iodide, and what will have remaining thing will be having KNO3, that is potassium nitrate. Now let us balance this equation. How we are going to balance it? We can simply balance it by looking at the equation. Okay, here we will be forming PBI2. This is lead iodide. Okay, so balancing the given equation, here we have 2 iodide, here we have to put this 2, and as a result here 2 potassium, so here also we'll put 2. This equation will be balanced. Now write the name and the color of compound precipitated. Now this is white colored lead iodide precipitated, which has been formed over here. Write the balanced chemical equation for the reaction involved. We have already written this balanced chemical equation. This will be your B part, this will be your A part. Name the type of reaction. Now what is this type of reaction? You can see easily that this type of reaction has a mechanism like this. Now what is this type of reaction? This type of reaction can be named as double displacement reaction. Justifying your answer. Now why it is like this? So for justifying you need to give this mechanism. It is very simple and you will get your answer. So that's all for the day. Thank you and have a nice day.